Hey, Crypto Growth fam, how's it going? This is your host Shazib signing in. We're back with another video, guys. In this video, we will be discussing Stronghold SHX, the road to mass adoption. It's going to be an interesting one, guys, so make sure to watch till the end. And folks, for those of you who are new to the channel, we primarily discuss utility coins and potential gems. If you're interested in any of that stuff, then subscribe the channel and hit the notification icon for regular videos. And you can also support the channel by becoming a Patreon, so do check that out as well, only if you're interested. And folks, keep your assets safe, and for that you guys can check out the Crypto Growth exclusive discount offer on Decent. Decent is convenient, safe, and secure. You can check out their biometric wallet, which has got a phenomenal $50 off, and you can also check out their biometric wallet 2x package, guys, which has got an astonishing $129 off, only if you follow the link in the description box below. By the way, folks, Decent supports 3,000 plus of your favorite coins and tokens, and it supports 50 plus blockchain mainnets. I personally prefer storing the assets in a cold hardware wallet, so do check out Decent and be safe. Anyways, guys, now let us look into the price and chart of SHX at the time of the recording to see what it has been up to lately, guys. So, guys, this is the price of SHX. In the yearly, guys, it is still up 1015%, and nothing much has changed since the last video. We are basically testing the 0.004445 area, this range, this support level in the yearly. In the all-time chart, guys, we are basically testing this area over here. If it breaks through, guys, then 0.004 is the next level. But let's look at it. The last month, it is down 34.52%. In the last 7 days, it is down 11.16%. On the contrary, guys, it almost reached the 0.004 level, guys, which I'm talking about over here, a crucial support level which has been rebounded from. So this is cool, guys. I found a really interesting video over here which I wanted to share with you guys about SHX, guys. This is from Maximus Crypto. This is latest July 8th, basically posted today or 2 days ago, I do not know, but anyways, depending on where you are. So unlocking Stronghold SHX road to mass adoption. Here is how it is done. So check this out, guys. By the way, you have to check this video out yourselves. This is 35-minute long. We're going to be just looking at bits and pieces of it. Yeah.
Hello, everyone. It's been a while since we talked about, believe it or not, Strong's quick video in regards to this. And 222 Labs has been around for a while, but I want to go ahead and pause some of these things. You know, people talk about mass adoption. How do we get to that mass adoption? Well, it's not going to happen overnight, but it's referencing some of these things that they're pointing out. Now, I'm going to take you over to 222 Labs, and it was really cool to see some of these things that they listed over here. So, if you're wanting the URL for yourself, it's 222labs.com/endorsements. And going further down, it's awesome to see some of these endorsements. So, number one, you have, for example, Visa. And it's Visa Canada, basically speaking. But it doesn't just end there. As we get more into it, it talks about what's going to emerge and how Visa consistently strives to promote payments innovation. We know that. I mean, heck, even before the concept of cryptocurrency and whatnot, I mean, Visa and MasterCard are pretty much all about payments. So they want to stay innovative. They don't want to get left behind. They don't want to become the AOL of payments, right? So you see some of these statements, and, you know, some of the other ones are even MasterCard. But look at this for a second. This statement from TCH in regards to RTP network, but more importantly, from Steve Ledford of the Clearinghouse. You know, I'll read this statement real quick. He states, with the TCH RTP network, which is the Clearinghouse Real-Time Payments Network, if you're wondering what that stood for, getting excellent traction in the United States and similar systems emerging globally. ISO 222 is beginning to take root within the payments ecosystem. TCH and our members will benefit from insights into corporate use cases that 222 Labs will, of course, provide. Well, how so? How do we get to that statement of greater global operation or cooperation? You know, we all want the concept of mass adoption, but how do we realistically get there, you know? So I'm going to pause on that point. I'm going to take you over to here, because the key thing to recognize is, you know, what does this mean? And why specifically do they keep mentioning things like Canada? And I understand that Canada, you know, is not the biggest country in the world and so on. But you know what? It stands out for, you know, being adapted to some of these technologies and embracing some of these technologies and so on. So when you hear these terms of like data rich, or when we get further into the outline, high value payment system, to me, the writing is literally on the wall. You know, data rich, high value payment tells me that SHX in the future with mass adoption has to be worth a decent amount of money. But how so? Well, let's get into that nitty gritty. So I'm going to go ahead and full screen this. I'm going to play the video here in a second. But what exactly does ISO 222 mean for Canadians? But more importantly, what does it mean for like people abroad? Right? Payments carrying more information with each transaction, better interoperability, more convenience, and opportunity for economic efficiency. This is about 4 minutes.
By the way, guys, I would like to add one thing, that those projects that we talk about that are ISO 20022 compliant, guys, they are basically meeting the standard, the global standard that is required to function efficiently, interoperable. They will be interoperable and cost effective, and this is the new messaging standard, guys. This is no joke, to be honest.
But man, it really pounds it home in regards to understanding data-rich payments. So let's go ahead and play this and we'll come right back. Here we go.
Countries around the world are moving to a new payment message standard, one that supports large...
I hope that this is not copyrighted music, because I have to mute it, because most of the time it becomes copyrighted, but do understand if it was muted, by the way.
amounts of data to be transmitted in a payment. Existing electronic...
Let us just move it a bit forward, to be honest. Anyways.
Those who participate in this...
It is required to pass strict risk control measures.
Ties everything into the bigger picture. It says it plain.
Okay, so,
regards to Stronghold.
Okay, so this seems important. Check this out. Okay, so let's play this.
They stand out when it comes to remittances and that data. So even though you don't necessarily see it plain as day mentioned as Stronghold, why would Stronghold go through all the, you know, the trouble to retweet and pin and show highlights about some of this stuff? Again, it's the underlying technology that ties everything into the bigger picture. It says it plain as day, remittance data. And what it basically does is providing details, one or multiple invoices that can be sent in a single payment and how it's intended to be covered. Again, that's just from the vendor side. What about funds disbursement? Talks about this. What about e-invoicing? I mean, all these things.
Basically, remittance sector, guys, it is huge globally, especially in the global south, guys. Everyone relies on remittances, money from abroad. We are talking about refund payments over here, bill payments over here. I mean, this the sphere of where SHX can grow is huge, guys. It is massive.
Matching historical payments, refund payments, bill payments. But so much about what, guys? Payments, 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 all the way. But even in life and health, commissions, insurance companies, brokerages, I mean, my God. I mean, there's so many darn industries tied up into this, right? I mean, I'm not going to drive you crazy with some of this, but, you know, it's all there. And I like how you see some of the examples. Now, let's jump over to this. This is cool. I saw this. This caught my eye. Because at the end of the day, we would like to all know who is truly winning the race for real-time payments. I mean, we could talk until we're blue in the face about some of this stuff, like who's doing the bank-to-bank and who's doing the peer-to-peer. But you know what? Stronghold stands out when it comes to remittances. So this was awesome to see this. Thought I would share it with you guys. And even though it's back in January, it pounds home why we hold Stronghold. Okay? It's understanding supply and demand. So I'm going to jump down into this because, in my opinion, it does really get into the nitty-gritty, and more importantly, understanding the Federal Reserve's position in regards to this. So I'm going to take you to this part about one of the main reasons you will see more about the concept of adoption and so on. So it basically mentions here that, you know, you have a case of the U.S. banking system and how you will see a percentage of adoption in other countries, hence why we use the example of Canada. It says another reason is the uncertainty created by the Federal Reserve's decision to launch its own real-time payment system, FEDNOW. The Fed announced FEDNOW in 2019 and finally launched the course last year. Literally right around this time last year, July 2023, but it says many banks and credit unions are reluctant to join the clearinghouse for real-time payments network. Think about that for a second. Why is that? Maybe because of trust. They already understand the value, but it has to be about trust, right? So it says, before knowing about FedNow's features and pricing, it is risky to invest in a system that might be obsolete or incompatible with FedNow, right? I mean, again, a little bit about the trust, but more or less, they, you know, like you saw in the examples, you know, it showed like dial-up. Like, are we acquiring old technology? Well, it says, additionally, the extent which the Federal Reserve will, you know, basically take measures to hold back the clearinghouse real-time payments growth was not yet clear, and maybe still isn't. But it says, with all this in mind, many banks and credit unions took a wait-and-see attitude, which slowed the adoption of RTP in the U.S. Now, go back to this statement for a second, okay, where it says Federal Reserve will take measures to hold back. When we get to the end of the outline, if you're not convinced about what the Federal Reserve is doing and who they're holding back, but more importantly, who they may be showcasing, then I don't know what to tell you. All right? This other statement. Now that the FedNow is...
Impressive stuff, guys. Impressive stuff. The FedNow getting involved and all these huge institutions, big institutions, guys. Are you ready? The Federal Reserve Bank's confirmed adoption of the new ISO 20022 messaging format for Fed Wire Fund Service will start with a single-day implementation on March 10th, 2025. So get ready. So guys, are you ready? And do you really think that SHX has indeed secured that road to mass adoption? Will it secure it? I would really like your opinions. Do hit the comment box below and let the community know. Anyways, guys, this was it for the video. If you liked it, make sure to like, share, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification icon if you're interested in utility coins and potential gems. And you can also support the channel by becoming a Patreon. So do check that out. Like I always say in the end, until next time, stay blessed and stay tuned. Thank you very much, everyone.